Howdy, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is a Sunday Fun Day edition of the Alter Ego live sale. Come hang out with us. Shop 2 weeks worth of new releases since we were off for a couple of weeks. And I had to be here anyway, so I thought I'd come in a little early and do some live selling with you. So come on in, say hey, maybe pick up some cool new stuff you may have missed. Hope everyone's doing well. If you're here in Lima, we have a beautiful day to sit inside or just view the live sale on your mobile device. I'm just happy to see the sun, that it's not raining or snowing or, horrible outside. Come one, come all to the Sunday Fun Day Alter Ego live sale. Hey, everybody. Yes, Dustin, I did get the Ghost Rider card that Caitlin dropped off. Thank you for that. I have it hanging out with the other goodies that have been given to me over the years here at Alter Ego. We've got a custom Alter Ego pop that Ed made for us. We've got the first issue of the Alter Ego comic book that Roy Thomas did many years ago. Another customer gave us that. So thank you for that, Dustin. I appreciate it. Thanks for checking in, Nathan. Sounds like you got a fun-filled afternoon of going to open houses. That's kind of a traditional Sunday activity. So yeah, doing things a little differently here, trying a Sunday live sale. See who's available. Maybe we pick up some new friends. So come on in, friends. Give us a thumbs up or a heart if you're happy to be here. Sound off. Let us know that you're here while I try and take care of some business here, get our links dropped in the right places. We'll get to it in just another minute or so. My system is screamingly slow at the moment. Not sure what's going on here. In just another minute or so, look. My system is or listen, I should say. Okay, that's there. All right. Dustin is watching while shopping. That sounds awesome. Tamara's watching from work today. Angie may pop in near the end of the broadcast. We've got a hard stop at 2 o'clock because I have another meeting here at 2. But I figured since I was going to be here at 2 anyway, may as well come in an hour early and try and reconnect with everybody. Maybe we'll get some new folks chiming in. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am flying solo, so bear with me if things take a little longer than usual. For anybody that is watching, lurking, or joining us on this Sunday, and you're not part of our regular Wednesday night crew, this is a live sale, and I'm going to be spotlighting the new releases from the last couple of weeks because I haven't been able to do live sales on Wednesdays for the last 2 weeks. And if there is something that you would like, you just comment with the word sold and the name of the item in the comments. I will verbally acknowledge whether we have that for you or not, because everything is first come, first serve. And if you are new, there's a link that's pinned on Facebook. It's also in the YouTube comments that links to a Google form. Just fill that out. We ship anywhere in the United States. And then if you're local, of course, you can come in and pick up your winnings. If If you have any questions, drop those in the comments. Be happy to answer those for you. All right. I realize many of you are watching outside of your home, so if you drop out and come back in, that is perfectly fine. But let's see what we've got for the last couple of weeks. Let's get this screen share thing back. Let's see, and we want Big Mark. There we go. So this one is actually this week. This is Alice Ever After, issue number 1, published by Boom Studios. This is written by Dan Panosian, artwork by Giorgio Spalletta and Dan Panosian. This is the Alice in Wonderland story continued, but through the eyes of the real world that Alice is from, where she may or may not be medicated and may or may not be having delusions. This is a $4 first issue from Boom Studios. Again, Alice Ever After. I enjoyed it. If you're an Alice in Wonderland fan, then you definitely want to check it out. And it is one of those, probably, I would say it's definitely a mental health book. But if you're a fan of Alice in Wonderland, you'll see some connections between her imaginary world, her fantastic world, and her real world. I don't know why comments aren't coming up for me. There we go. So Caitlin wants a copy of Alice Ever After. We can do that. Since we have 2 weeks to roll through, I will be moving right along. Hello, Jeremy. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon, this sunny Sunday. We have a facsimile edition that came out this week. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 238, the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. This is a $4 facsimile, so it's an exact reprint of the original issue that was originally published way back in 80 something or other, which is not showing up here. But that's all right. So this is the facsimile edition of Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of the Hobgoblin. It's $4, an exact reprint. It's got the original Atari ad on the back, or Intellivision ad, with stunning graphics of Super Cobra. This is a great issue to have on hand. It's a fantastic pivotal moment in the world of Peter Parker. It's written by Roger Stern, artworks by John Romita Jr., back when John Romita Jr.'s artwork was perhaps better than it is now. I know I am a fan of his earlier stuff on Spider-Man and X-Men. Tony wants a copy of Spider-Man 238 facsimile edition. It's a great first issue. Hey, Marissa, thanks for joining us today. I almost said tonight. Next, this one came out last week, and I have to go fetch it from the floor. I'll be right back. All right. Hey, Angela, thanks for being here. And I saw Brandon was here with us as well. Okay, John wants a Spider-Man. Gotcha, John. All right, we are currently on Astro City Metro Book 1. This is a mega collection of the first several volumes of Astro City. What is Astro City, you might ask? This was a new superhero universe created by Kurt Busiek, the writer of JLA Avengers and Marvels and the Avengers, Post Heroes Reborn. Artworks by Brent Anderson, and all the covers were by Alex Ross. So this is a $30 collection. It collects the first 18 issues of Astro City. And this really is a unique superhero book. The Village Voice called it, well, let's go with the Washington Post, the most interesting game in town as far as Cape Crusaders are concerned. Village Voice says, calling Astro City a slice of life book in a superhero world doesn't even begin to do it justice. Busiek and company managed to draw the reader in unlike any other title I've ever read. And the Comics Journal said one of the most well-crafted, life-affirming, and exhilarating superhero comics in recent memory. This is an oldie but a goodie. This was originally published back, I want to say, in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s, 1995, 96, 97. So, number one, it's awesome. Number two, we have signed book plates for everyone that buys one, signed by writer Kurt Busiek, artist Brent Anderson, and cover artist Alex Ross. So we have signed book plates that will go with each copy sold. $30 gets you this first collection of Astro City, and this is a more, if you like Watchmen, this is a more interesting and superhero-y book than Watchmen. If you like The Boys, this is a more wholehearted or wholesome superhero slice of life stuff than The Boys. And the icing on the cake is the signed book plate by Busiek, Anderson, and Alex Ross. Drew wants a copy. Got you covered, Drew. We have several copies available. This is the first time in a long time that Astro City's been back in print. So check it out. I think you'll like it. Let's move along. This is also last week, Batman Beyond the White Knight. This is the, I guess, fourth White Knight series, if you count the Harley Quinn series. Written and drawn by Sean Murphy. Just kind of looking over the aisles to see where it is. There it is. So if you've been reading the other White Knight series by Sean Murphy, then you totally want to check this out. I believe it's maybe 10 years after the end of the previous Batman White Knight series. First issue is $5, recommended for 17 and up. Batman Beyond the White Knight. It's great. All the stuff. Tamara wants a copy of Astro City. Let me go grab that real quick. Still have copies of Astro City available and Batman Beyond the White Knight. Let's keep going. Hey, this was this week. Batman Beyond. A new Batman Beyond series. This is Batman Beyond Neo Year. Written by two of my favorite writers, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. Artwork by Max Dunbar. You kind of know if you want this or not. If you're a Batman Beyond fan, you probably want to pick it up. First issue is $4. The writing and artist team on here, it's a fantastic group doing this. If Batman Beyond is your thing, pick up Batman Beyond Neo Year #1 for $4. Batman FaZe Clan. This was last week? Yes. Batman FaZe Clan. This is a one-shot. It is $4. I don't know who FaZe Clan is, but apparently they're some internet famous people that are teaming up with Batman. So if you're familiar with FaZe Clan, or if you just want a one-shot with Batman and FaZe Clan, it'll cost you $4, and we have it. Batman Beyond for, let's see, Brandon and Angela, is that one copy of Batman Beyond? Because that's all I can tell you. One copy per household during the first week. I'm guessing it's one copy. There we go. Great minds think alike. This week, we have a new all ages Black Panther and Shuri story, graphic novel, original graphic novel published by Scholastic. $13 gets you Into the Heartlands, which is a Black Panther graphic novel written by Roseanne Brown, artwork by that person. Oh, several people, 3 different artists on this one. But this is an all ages Scholastic Black Panther story, appropriate for all ages. 12-year-old Shuri is a lot of things. Scientist, princess, all-around cooler person than her pain-in-the-butt big brother T'Challa. So more of a, this is a pre-Black Panther story, involving a young T'Challa and Shuri for 13 bucks. Have a Boba Fett half-scale bust. Yes, it's still on the floor. This is 200 bucks. It is limited, I think, to 1,000 pieces. And we have a couple of those 1,000 pieces available here. If you're a Star Wars nut or would like a half-scale bust, I think it stands about 10 inches tall. We do have this on display if you want to check it out in the store this week. Crueler Than Dead, Volume 2. I know some of you picked up Volume 1. This is published by Ablaze. It is a $13 mature reader's manga. Let me see if we still have Volume 1 out there. Yes, we do still have Volume 1 of Crueler Than Dead. So Volume 1 is 13. Volume 2 is also 13. This is a horror manga. $13 each if anyone is so inclined. Next up, Deadpool Bad Blood. This is issue number 1 of, I believe, a 5-issue miniseries. Now, here's the story about Deadpool Bad Blood. First off, it's $4. Second, this was originally published as an original hardcover graphic novel several years ago, written and drawn by Rob Liefeld. Now it's being published as single issues, so they're actually working backwards. They're going from the original hardcover back to single issues for anyone that may have missed the boat on the hardcover. So this has been published before as a hardcover several years ago. Now it's being published as single issues. 5-part miniseries, Deadpool Bad Blood, story and art by Rob Liefeld, $4. Marissa wants Crueler Than Dead, volumes 1 and 2. Thank you, Marissa. Next up, Earth Prime Batwoman. This is basically Earth Prime is the CW universe. So this is going to be a series. It's a 6-issue miniseries, and I believe each issue focuses on a different character from the CW universe. This week it is Batwoman, and I'm not sure who's coming next week. So if you're a fan of the CW shows and you want to check out some comics based on those characters, Earth Prime is where you do that. $6 for this first issue of a 6-issue miniseries. Again, each issue is a standalone story. This issue focuses on Batwoman. And I think this is the first print appearance of this incarnation of Batwoman, for those of you that keep track of those things. This is another cool little thing that may have gone under the radar. This is Batman Flashpoint, Batman Night of Vengeance. This reprints the 3-issue Batman Flashpoint story from a dozen years ago. Written by Brian Azzarello, artwork by Eduardo Risso. This is where we are introduced to the character of Thomas Wayne for the first time. It's where we get the origin of his wife, Martha, and what happens to her post-shooting. Spoiler alert, in this universe, Bruce is killed in the alley. His parents survive. Thomas goes on to become Batman. Martha goes on to become the Joker. This is $7, collects the 3-issue miniseries that was originally published about a dozen years ago. And this probably will factor into 2 things. Number 1, Flashpoint Beyond, which starts in the next couple of weeks, and the Flash movie, which will eventually see the light of day. So if you want to read the inspiration for parts of the upcoming Flash movie and be prepared for the Flashpoint Beyond series that starts soon in comic shops, pick up Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance for $7. Tony wants a copy. it's a great read and totally worth the $7 price of admission. When it was published in graphic novel trade paperback format, it was combined with at least one, maybe two other of the Flashpoint miniseries. But this is the best of the Flashpoint miniseries outside of the core Flashpoint miniseries. John wants a copy. Next up, this was last week. Hulk Grand Design. This was my pick of the week when it came out last week. It is $6. It is the latest in a series of Grand Design stories or projects by writer and artist Jim Rugg. He has done X-Men, he has done Fantastic Four, and now we're seeing the Hulk. And basically this is one creator, Jim Rugg, giving us the history of the Hulk in comics format. And it was really fun to go back and see some of this stuff. The way he presents it too, the art style changes a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell, but you know, it's a combination of classic comic storytelling plus kind of like cut and paste stuff. You know, he's got this kind of cover recreation of Hulk 181 in here, but this is a story. This is the Hulk story from beginning to the present. I love this image of the Hulk. This is what was used in the 1970s and early 80s when the Lou Ferrigno TV series was on. That was the Hulk image that was all over the place. You know, we get the introduction of She-Hulk, and it's very much in a John Buscema art style. For longtime comic book fans, for those of you maybe that are familiar with the Marvel comics of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, I think you will really enjoy this. I sure as heck did. And Secret Wars, many of you know Secret Wars was the series that got me into comics. There's this great panel in here from Secret Wars where the Hulk is holding up a mountain over the rest of the Marvel heroes. So this is the first part of a multi-part Jim Rugg Hulk series, Hulk Grand Design, and it is essentially Hulk 101. It is the history of the Hulk told in comic book format in a very unique and fun and different way. That's why it was my pick of the week. We don't have that cover anymore. This is this week. More manga. Oh, no, this isn't manga. Sorry. More from Ablaze. This is the Idhun Chronicles: The Resistance. Apparently, this is a Netflix original anime series. And this is the print hardcover version of that. $13. This is recommended for ages 12 and up. So this is definitely YA material. A boy suddenly orphaned fights his parents' killer to save a planet and discovers a new world of danger and wonder. Jack, a teenager from Earth, has a dire premonition. Something is wrong. However, he cannot imagine the change he will experience in his life when he gets back home. There he finds his parents have died and is transported by two mysterious strangers to a magical world. Together with Victoria, a girl he has just met, he will start a fight of unexpected proportions. Their fate will be inexorably linked to the Resistance, a small group fighting for the freedom of a world called Idhun. Will he be able to restore the lost peace? Based on the novels by Laura Gallego and now an animated series on Netflix, we've got the Idhun Chronicles Volume 1 for $13. Jonathan Hanover needs a Hulk Grand Design. Gotcha, Jonathan. Thank you. This was last week. We have the Immortal XMen. Written by Kieran Gillen. Stunning artwork by a new person that I really don't know a lot about. Lucas Wernick. This is a fantastically drawn book and full of soap opera goodness from the world of mutants. It's got a very cool wraparound cover. First issue is $6. This is a new X-Men series, Immortal XMen. This is really about the Quiet Council and kind of the political intrigue going on behind the scenes of the Quiet Council. Mr. Sinister features very prominently in here, as well as Destiny and Moira McTaggart. So if you're an X-Men fan, you probably want to be checking this out. Angela would like Immortal XMen. And to subscribe, I can do that. Steve wants a copy of Immortal XMen. Next up, The Joneses. I got you down subscribing to it as well, Steve. The Joneses is out this week. It's from AWA. It is part of the Resistance universe, written by Michael Morici, artwork by Alessandro Vitti. This is kind of a really contemporary, updated Fantastic Four set within the world of the Resistance. We've got the Joneses, a family of four, and each have developed powers thanks to the events of the Resistance. However, you do not need to have read any of the Resistance to enjoy this. It definitely stands alone, but may encourage you to seek out The Resistance by J. Michael Straczynski. Solid first issue, set within that world. Family drama, living with powers in a world that hates and fears you. Kind of got an X-Men vibe to it. The Joneses is a 5-issue miniseries, and this is issue number 1 for $4. Jurassic Diaries. This is new this week. Contemporary nutty boy deals with a Jurassic world. Will he be able to save animals from the glaciation and survive without PlayStation? This is a $13 hardcover recommended for ages 4 through 8. It's got some very cool kind of activity type stuff, choose your own adventure sort of thing. It's kind of written in a Diary of a Wimpy Kid style, where you've got text and images and some other stuff in here. There's a lot of content in here for 4 to 8. So maybe I would say it skews 8 to 12, unless you're reading it with a parent as a child. Most of you aren't children, though. Anyway, if you have young kids and they like dinosaurs, they should check out Jurassic Diaries for $13. Let's see. Angela wants the Joneses. I'm ready for the Indiana Joneses. I was watching Harry Potter movie 2 last night with my family, and Kevin, my 12-year-old, we were marveling at the score by John Williams, and that took us down this rabbit hole, this Wikipedia rabbit hole of all the films that John Williams has scored. And we discovered that he is planning, he's 90 years old, John Williams is planning to retire after he completes the score for Indiana Jones 5, which is due next year. And that's why you watch this, to get these little tidbits of news. Little Monsters number 2 is out this week, for those of you that picked up number 1, about a group of child vampires that believe that they're the last surviving people in the world, but they may or may not be. Issue number 2 is out this week, written by Jeff Lemire, art by Dustin Gwynn. $4 for Little Monsters, issue number 2. The O'Briens would like a Little Monsters. Got it. And John Williams is a legend, Jason. It's going to be a sad, sad day. Similar to when Stan Lee passed. When John Williams passes away, there should be, it should be an international day of mourning. I cannot think of any film composer of the 20th or 21st century. Let me rephrase that. I cannot think of a film composer more prolific than John Williams. Marauders, issue number 1. This continues the previous Marauders series, just with a new number 1 and a new Scotty Young cover, just for fun. I have 2 copies left of this Scotty Young cover. $5 for the Marauders Scotty Young variant. 2 copies left. Continues the previous Marauders series. This was brought to our attention by a customer. Terry was looking for the single issues, and at the time I could not find them in our system. I don't know how you pronounce this, but MFKZ, which I believe is Mother effing something. Yes, I don't want to say this on the open air. This is $15 for Volume 1 of MFKZ, now a major motion picture, apparently. This looks like a lot of fun. I have no idea what it's about. Some of you might. Got a Marauders for Jason. Means we have 1 Marauders left of the Scotty Young cover. What's happening here? John says that MFKZ is a really cool movie. I'll have to check it out. Is it on Netflix or something? Disapproved by the Comics Code Authority. I just can't. I can't go to my next slide. I don't know what's happening. Let's do this. View. Let's hide the sidebar. Try it again. No. Let's view thumbnails. There we go. Okay. Let's try it this way now. Next up, new Ninjago, Lego Ninjago. Do you know who's publishing Lego Ninjago now, kids? It's Image Comics. Image Comics is publishing Lego Ninjago. This is Garmageddon, issue number 1, $4. New Lego Ninjago book published by Image. And more than that, I believe this is Skybound. Yes, it is. So this is Robert Kirkman's company. Skybound is publishing Lego Ninjago. $4 for the first issue. Next up, The Ocean Will Take Us All. This was Alex's pick this week. I enjoyed it as well. It's written by Rich Duick, artwork by Carlos Olivares. It's about, it's a little bit kind of Lock and Key-ish, maybe because it's just about a school that's on the water. New kid moves to town. There have been some cases of missing students. There is something lurking beneath the waves. So if you're into that sort of storytelling, high school drama mixed with supernatural suspense, then you want to check out The Ocean Will Take Us. It's published by Aftershock, $5. For issue number 1, again, it's Alex's pick of the week this week. The O'Briens will take an Ocean. Our second facsimile of the week is another Spider-Man facsimile. This time, it's a reprint of Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 1, $4. Peter is fighting the tarantula on the cover. I don't know how he walks around with those pointy shoes. This was originally published in 1970-something. There it is, 76. Originally published in 1976. An exact reprint of Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 1, $4. The Secret of Teaching Yourself Music is in here if you'd like to learn that. You can also see Look Who's Smiling Now on the back cover. $4 for Peter Parker. Another timeless classic to add to your collection. Got a new pop in last week. I guess I should make sure. Yep, I can see one from here over in our Pop Island. $12 for the Black Lantern Wonder Woman pop. Also new this week, the first volume of the current Robin series, written by Joshua Williamson, artwork by Gleb Melnikov and Jorge Corona. This is a fantastic series. Rob, if you're not reading it, and you probably are because many of you are picking this up in single issues, and we did talk with writer Josh Williamson shortly before this came out, it's one of the best series that DC is publishing right now. So this collects the first 6 issues of Robin for $20. I have my copy because that's how I'm reading things these days. Actually, that's how I'm collecting things these days, I should say. Trade paperback form so that I can get a big burst of story in one sitting and not have to remember what happened 6 months ago. Sometimes I don't remember what happened yesterday. Robin Volume 1, $20, one of DC's best series, is available. A Rocketeer, The Great Race. New miniseries from IDW. This is the 40th anniversary of The Rocketeer, character near and dear to my heart, probably because of some similarities to Indiana Jones. They both take place in the late 30s, early 40s. The good guy is fighting the Nazis. And so, yeah, you can enjoy this if you've never read The Rocketeer before. There's also a Disney movie that is out there, which is not bad. I would probably give it a B and highly recommend you watching it. So if you're a Rocketeer fan, you want to pick this up, $5, covered by Gabriel Rodriguez, the artist on Lock and Key. And one of the really cool things I liked is in the back here, we get the first part of an oral history of the Rocketeer, which is great, I think, for fans and for old fans and new fans alike to hear the history of the character of the Rocketeer and its creator, Dave Stevens, who tragically passed away far too young, I believe, from cancer. So, Rocketeer, The Great Race. Check it out. We're celebrating 40 years of the Rocketeer. Sold a copy of The Rocketeer to Jonathan, and we will get you subscribed to it as well. Next up, that's like right up in my face. Sakamoto Days, Volume 1. This is a new manga published by Viz. It is a Shonen Jump title recommended for older teens. $10. This is actually going to be highlighted in Viz's Free Comic Book Day book this year. This and a kaiju book that's coming out. You'll find this here at the Free Comic Book Day version here at Alter Ego on Saturday, May 7th. But Volume 1 is out now from Viz, which means if you don't pick it up now and we sell out, we may not see it again for 6 to 12 months because that's how things are going with Viz. So if you want to get in on the ground floor, let's see. Taro Sakamoto was once a legendary hitman, considered the greatest of all time. Bad guys feared him, assassins revered him. But then one day he quit, got married, and had a baby. He's now living the quiet life as the owner of a neighborhood store. But how long can Sakamoto enjoy his days of retirement before his past catches up to him? Time has passed peacefully for Sakamoto since he left the underworld. He's running a neighborhood store with his lovely wife and child and has gotten a bit out of shape. But one day, a figure from his past pays him a visit with an offer he can't refuse: return to the assassin world or die. Sakamoto Days, Volume 1. Jeremy would like a copy of that. I do have several copies available. If anyone else would like to grab a copy. Okay, who's not again? I guess when I have these giant images, that's when things get funky. Here we go. Sensational Wonder Woman special. Sounds like we're working at a deli or a fast food place. Sensational Wonder Woman special came out last week. It is a one-shot. It is $10, so it's an 80-page giant with stories by Stephanie Phillips, Scott Collins, some other people. So this is a bunch. Oh, that looks interesting. A bunch of Wonder Woman stories celebrating how sensational she is. So if you want a batch of standalone self-contained Wonder Woman stories, pick up Sensational Wonder Woman special with a super cool cover, $10. Spider-Punk. That's new this week. One of the Spider-Verse, one of the different Spider versions in the Spider-Verse, Spider-Punk. Prepare for the stage for tonight's entertainment, swinging all the way from across the Spider-Verse. Spider-Punk, $4. Written by Cody Ziegler, artwork by Justin Mason. If you're a Spider fan, Spider-Verse fan, a Punk fan, if you want to see a different take on the Marvel Universe, then check out Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk is $4. Caitlin says that Spider-Punk is really good. And Angela wants a Wonder Woman. Tamara wants a Spider-Punk. Got you covered. I have one of these. This is a prose novel. Del Rey is reissuing some of their essential Star Wars stories. This is Star Wars Dynasty of Evil, Book 3 of the Darth Bane series for $16. It's kind of a trade paperback format versus the mass market, smaller thing. Anyway, it's the third book of Darth Bane. Previously published material, but now in a slightly larger format. $16. My pick of the week is West of Sundown, issue number 1 from Vault. It's written by Tim Seeley and Aaron Campbell, artwork by Jim Terry. This is, you can tell by the cover, it's kind of got like a 70s Hammer horror feel to it. And that's the cover. The inside does as well. The story starts during the Civil War, where a vampire, I guess the technical term is her familiar. She bites a Confederate soldier who then becomes her familiar and kind of takes care of her as the decades go by. And we go from the early 1860s to like 20 years later, and we're in New York. And she is the type of vampire main character that is only killing bad guys. And there are other Universal monster horror characters that may or may not make an appearance. So it's kind of setting up a modern day horror universe based on the classic Universal monsters. So you've got a vampire, you've got a werewolf, you've got a Frankenstein's monster type of character. I'm really curious to see where it goes. I love those movies. I love those characters. It's going to be interesting to see where they go. And Vault is doing amazing stuff in the realm of horror. So it looks like we got a couple takers there. Caitlin and Tamara want West of Sundown. And Jeremy wants the Star Wars novel. Caitlin wants to sub to West of Sundown. Okay, so my subs for West of Sundown are Caitlin, Tamara, and John. John, I will pull a copy for you of number 1. This is last week, XMen Unlimited, issue number 1. My understanding is that this was a digital first series. This one's written by Jonathan Hickman, who of course, gave us the great House of X, Powers of X. Artwork by Declan Shalvey. This is a Wolverine solo mission. It is fantastic if you're a fan of Wolverine. Oh, look who's here.
Hi.
Just in time. For nothing.
For nothing.
So it will be continued. XMen Unlimited, issue number 1 is $6. That's what we're doing last week and this week.
Okay.
John says sweet art, story, and layout from last week.
Hi, Holly.
Tony said hi too.
Hi, Tony.
Angela wants an XMen Unlimited.
I can grab it.
I got it. Not supposed to be exerting yourself, woman.
That's less than 5 pounds. I'm allowed
I
to
got to
lift it
bend
up.
over. Wolverine is just plain mean. Sometimes he is, you know.
Hi, Caitlin.
Let's see, XMen Unlimited, and we'll get Angela subscribed to that.
I love the new couch too. I'm gonna go shopping for some chairs next.
That's the excitement in our house. Tamara, we got a copy of XMen Unlimited for you as well. XMen Red was new this week.
It's red.
And it's red. So it's red because this is the X-Men, I believe, on Mars. I'm not up on all of my X-Men activities these days, but our main character in here is Storm, who has a seat on the Great Ring of Araco. There's apparently some alien mutants or something. I don't know. Magneto's in here, Sunspot, Thunderbird. There's a great exchange between Cable and Thunderbird in here. Vulcan, who is the Lost Summers brother, and Abigail Brand. So what this is, I've been told, is a continuation of the Sword series, but it's called XMen Red now. And it's $5 for issue number 1, written by Al Ewing. Selling point for me is artwork by Stefano Caselli, and I haven't seen art from Stefano Caselli in several years, and he's a fantastic artist. It's good to see him back doing Marvel work. XMen Red. When will Marvel learn? It was blue. It was blue and yellow, and then it was blue and red and gold. And
They just like to keep it fresh.
all the colors of the rainbow. Taste the X-Men rainbow. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this. So I must have overlooked a couple of things. We had a couple more YA books. We have Doomsday Camp, which came out this week. A mind-blowing book, says the creator of Origami Yoda. Doom Thorax is destined for greatness. Well, maybe. His dad is, after all, the fiercest apocalyptic warrior to ever walk what's left of the earth. Unfortunately, in a world where the remaining humans, if you can still call them that, all have extraordinary abilities, Doom is painfully ordinary. In fact, the only thing even remotely special about him is that he is the one person in their whole pack who can read. So we're now back in the pre-Civil War era of the United States. When his dad leads the adults off to battle a mysterious new threat, Doom gets left in charge of all the other kids from his camp. The only problem is he can barely take care of himself, let alone a group of weirdos like them. What's he supposed to feed a boy made of mud? Why is the girl with telekinesis such a headache? And how can he stop his super strong little sister from turning everyone against him? Doom has finally been given a chance to prove himself, but it may take a lot more than book smarts if he and the others are going to have any chance at surviving on their own. Ages 8 to 12, $13 for Doomsday Camp.
Looks fun.
Seems right up Angie's alley. This one may work as well. This is from Random House Graphics. Scout is not a band kid. Scout is running out of ways to meet her favorite author at the end of the year being a band kid can't be that hard, can it? So it sounds like Scout is joining the band to meet her favorite author. $13. Random House Graphic has a great track record in YA books. Looks like this is another one in a series of successes. She has to learn the trombone. Drama. Scout is not a band.
Either of those, yeah.
We did this, we did this, we did this, we did this. Oh, we didn't do this.
There's an Astro kid, Astro something over there. Did you do that from last week?
Ugh. We have one copy of the new edition of the annotated Sandman. This is $50. It is ginormous. Collects Sandman issues 1 through 20 by Neil Gaiman with a foreword by Neil Gaiman.
Is there stuff over at the edges?
The
too?
LA Times says it's the greatest epic in the history of comic books, soon to be a Netflix series. I think it's Netflix. Yeah. The annotated Sandman is big, honking huge, $50. So there are annotations for each page.
Some have more than others.
Of the first 20 issues. If you're a Sandman fan, this is a must-buy. It's also very heavy. $50. Smells new. That was weird.
I can't believe we just did that.
That was weird. I smelled the comic. I did.
Oh, weirdo.
Okay. And 9 minutes to spare. So I think that's what we've got this week. There were probably a couple other trades.
There was a big trade over there. I just didn't know if that's new. Called Astro City.
Oh, we did that one already, yeah. What is the book beside the spider and tarantula? It's Strange issue 2. I have one copy, $4.
Look, it's Spider-Punk.
I think we hit on most of them. Hit on the stuff that we needed to hit on. So that'll do it for this Sunday edition of the Alter Ego live sale. We will not be back Wednesday because Kevin has a baseball game.
And Sunday's Easter.
And Sunday's Easter, so we may not be back. We may not be back. We probably won't be back. Tony's file. Got you, Tony. I'm also flying solo at the shop this week. Alex is on vacation this week, so if I'm bored, maybe I'll do a live sale. Kelly wants to subscribe to Spider-Punk.
I am working with him, so him saying that statement
what are you
that
talking
he's
about?
working by himself. I'm coming in on different days.
You're
so.
not going to be here all day, every day.
No.
But you will be here sometimes. Yes, good luck to the baseball team. Hopefully he will not get hit in the face with a ball. So if you're watching this video after the fact, feel free to leave a comment with anything that you'd like, and I will let you know tomorrow or later today whether I can help you with those things. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out with us and me on this Sunday.
Mostly just him.
On this Sunday afternoon, doing some shopping, catching up on some stuff. Get outside, take a walk, enjoy some fresh air and some sunshine, and we will see you again real soon. Stay safe and be well.